feeling great, which is, I woke up this morning. So I got COVID in March, and I had one of the really long-lasting fatigue cases.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
And so some days I feel all right. I've only, in the last 4 months now, I've had maybe 2 days where I felt normal. And the rest are some level of fatigue. And I woke up this morning. I did some exercise last night. I'm trying to see if there's correlation between doing too much exercise and feeling this COVID fatigue. So I woke up pretty rough this morning, and I just want to thank you because I'm feeling very good right now. Like my head is clear.
Yeah, really appreciate that.
This is a practice I need to incorporate because my body just needs a lot of nurturing and healing right now as it deals with the confusion of being exposed to a new virus.
So there's even points where I wanted to really get injected myself with COVID because Wim Hof, I'm sure you heard of Wim Hof, the Iceman, and he's injected himself with different stuff, doing his breathing technique. But there's even studies with nitric oxide versus COVID, and it's been very promising. And the one way we get nitric oxide is utilizing the nose. That's the only way to really get nitric oxide. Also, when the sun hits the body as well, that's another way to produce it. But with Alchemy Breathwork, the main focus is carbon tolerance, which is the superconductor of electricity in the body. So I feel like I can do a lot versus COVID if I were to get injected with it.
Or just
if that study were to ever be.
Just go to a club and so I don't think you even have to inject it. There's plenty of it going around.
Yeah, and nitric oxide is one of the big components of what makes Alchemy Breathwork so fun as well. And it doesn't, you're playing with the breath and utilizing it in everyday life as well, so it doesn't feel too mundane in terms of breathwork.
What's the term? Nitric oxide?
Nitric oxide, yeah.
Tell me about how is it produced? I don't know anything about it, so just as a complete newcomer to it, how would you?
Yeah, so it's produced when you literally inhale through the nostrils, and it is the basic building block of your whole existence in terms of protein, even before oxygen gets delivered to the body. And so it's nitric oxide, and then it attaches to the carbon, and then oxygen gets delivered to the body.
With the delivery or crucial.
When we do mouth breathing, we're losing 40% oxygen, and there's tons of different studies that shows that mouth breathing is detrimental in the long term. So in alchemy, we only utilize the nose, and there's so many different states of consciousness that I myself have gone into, and to the point where I can sustain without solid foods, if you will. So my thing is, if it's powerful enough to sustain this body without nutrition in terms of density, it's powerful enough to change anyone.
So just did a breathwork session with Devon, Black Airbender. I'm feeling great. I learned a lot in a short space of time, and I'm feeling completely electric right now. It's like words can't even describe the feeling that I experienced and the knowledge that I gained in just a short space of time. So I'll definitely check him out and have him pass on some of his knowledge to you as well. All right.
Hi, my name's Dane. I just had a incredibly beneficial Alchemy breathwork session with Devon. I've had a deviated septum pretty much my whole life, even had surgery. And he showed me some exercises that opened up my nostrils for the first time. And I can remember, to be able to have the ability to breathe through both nostrils and have a good sense of smell. Not only that, but it increases the oxygen in my brain and makes me more present and aware. So I'm extremely grateful for all of the exercises and information and knowledge that he passed on to me having to do with that. We also talked about, in this whole COVID-19 pandemic world we're living in, I have to wear my mask on my face pretty much the entire day. I work, thankfully I'm still working, but I work selling vitamins and herbs and homeopathy. I'm a nutritional consultant, and so I have issues, with wearing the mask because I've had issues breathing. And actually I do alchemy breath work throughout the day with the mask on, and it's been very successful. At least psychologically, I feel like I can breathe better. It's almost like there's a barrier between me and the stupid mask. And he, his exercises and his knowledge and the breathing techniques that alchemy breathwork brings me not only makes me feel more confident breathing in general, but now with the mask, I can feel like I can breathe without feeling claustrophobic. So we talked about that. That was great. Pretty much everything we talked about was really incredibly beneficial to me and where I'm at with my life, physically, mentally, emotionally. I think certainly there are a lot of other things, exercise, dealing with your emotions and feelings and trauma, but from the standpoint of the breath will give you anything you need and take you anywhere you want to go in terms of staying present and aware. And if presence and awareness is all we have, it starts with the breath and breathing. So thank you, Devon, for all you do for everyone, all you share, and thanks again for a great alchemy session. Namaste.
My name is Elijah Barber. I'm 23 years old. I live in Jersey City, New Jersey. And today I want to share with you guys an experience that I've had with the Black Airbender, Devon, my man. So 3 months ago, I was still 23 years old, 23 years young, and I was battling with quite a few things, Porn addiction, alright, as a young man, which was absolutely destroying who I was. My diabetes, type 1 diabetic since I was 4 years old. That's 19 years of being a diabetic, alright? I was a type 1 diabetic, had a terrible relationship with my mother, My whole family was addicted to drugs and alcohol and stress and negative emotions. I'm sure some of you can relate or you resonate with that, when you have that ancestry trauma that exists in your life, alright? In addition to that, I was always super emotional. I would get frustrated all the time. People would say things to me and I would just overreact. And let me tell you a little something about how my life was before 3 months ago, I was reading personal development books. I was hanging around millionaires. I have my own business. I have several businesses, And so I was in the right environment, but I still had all this negative stuff going on in my life. And 3 months ago, I scheduled a call with Devin. I invested into a call with Devin because when I first heard of him on Instagram, he was talking about breath work and how breath is in essence all of life. And I was like, man, this guy has some very interesting perspectives on what breath work really is and how you can work with breath and be one with the breath. And I was inspired by that. So I scheduled a call, and on that first call, Devin shared some information with me that no doctor has ever shared with me, none of my millionaire friends have ever shared with me, okay? He shared with me that if I'm really having this addiction problem that I want to break, he said, you should drink your urine. And I was like, what? What do you want me to do? You want me to drink my urine, dude? That sounds crazy. You know? That sounds crazy. And after speaking with him, because he is super informative, this guy knows so much information, all right? He broke it down to me in such a simple process that I started to kind of understand it. I was still against it, but I started to kind of understand it. But I was at a state in my life where I needed change. My diabetes was a nightmare. My porn addiction was a nightmare. My emotional trauma was a nightmare. I needed change in my life. And so I said, you know what, let me listen. And so he recommended that I drink my urine. And I was like, you know what, let me try it. And so I asked him for advice because he has a specific way that he, you know, that he guides you on that path. And I became a student and I listened. And so I went home the next day and I did what he said to do. And, you know, I took a sip of my urine for the first time in my life. And that day I threw up, you know, felt super sick. And then the next day I did it again. And the next day I did it again. And I didn't throw up anymore. And slowly but surely, the porn addiction that I had left my body because I saw parasites in the bathroom toilet. Okay? And so I had parasites on my brain that have absolutely left my body. And the porn addiction has completely went away. And now I've been practicing semen retention for over 3 months. All right? And it is one of the most blissful experiences I've ever had. Okay? And so not only did it snap me out of an addiction that I had, right, through Devin's guidance, but it's also completely reversing my type 1 diabetes. I am on day 27 of a 60-day liquid fast. Never in my life did I think that I would be able to fast, like really fast, like no food, no solid food for 27 days. And I feel better than I've ever felt in my life right now. Okay? 3 months ago, I was taking 36 units of this long-lasting insulin. And as of today, I'm taking 0 units of this insulin. 0 units of this insulin. My type 1 diabetes is completely reversing. I've healed so much emotional trauma. Just practicing breath work and really understanding the core fundamental basics and elements behind what it means to breathe deeply. And as Devin always says, right? Shallow breaths, shallow thoughts. Deep breaths, ooh, baby, you will be a powerhouse because you will start to create your reality. You will start to manifest more than ever before. And so all that I can share is that I am forever in gratitude for the experience that I've had with Devin because he's shared information with me. He's helped guide me along the way, okay, to completely changing my life so I can really be the man that I'm destined to be. And if you're someone who's out there and you want change in your life, I don't care what disease you're battling through, I don't care what emotional trauma you have going on, schedule a call with the man. Schedule a call with Devin. Alright? I promise you a call is so much more valuable than listening to the IG Lives. The IG Lives are great, don't get me wrong. But when you have the call, right, when you invest into it, now it's more specific, it's more direct. And I'm the type of guy and I like to be direct. Alright? I like to here's the problem, I need some solutions. Let's get to work. And so once again, thank you so much. My life, I'm reversing type 1 diabetes, porn addiction is completely gone. I'm a man that shows up and I'm super present. We're doing sun gazing and all the other exercises that Devin has just shared with me. I've incorporated these into my life. And we are on day 27 of this year and fast. Alright, this is some water here. Distilled water, actually, with mint and some lime. But we're only getting better from here. So I'm going to thank you guys for being on this journey with me. my brothers and sisters, please do whatever you have to do to create that space for yourself. Okay? Do whatever you have to do to create that space, because the world needs us healers. The world needs us right now more than ever. So, thank you.
Tell you, ever since I started doing the breath work, I've become a little bit more vascular. Like veins, or really like I never had veins because as a sickle cell patient, it was always hard for them to find veins. And now it's like veins are popping up in my hands, my feet. That's good. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Thank you for that. So now I think we're definitely activating more of the right spin blood, if anything, more of that within the blood. So I'm really interested to see after these couple months. Maybe we can do some type. You can do some type of test with sickle cell. I don't know how they do that with the blood, but that would be interesting to definitely look at. And you're not the first sickle cell person I've had. So thank you for sharing that. That means a lot to me, and I'm happy that this is working and you're getting more toned up as well, and you're healing a lot faster after working out. So that's another plus.
It's like the vein, the vascular port. Everybody, all the nurses, my mother, you'd be like, "How do you don't you have any veins?" It was hard, but now I woke up and then veins were just like, "Hi, good morning." Yeah.
Yeah, people don't realize what pumps the blood. It's not the heart, so it is the lungs, and the lungs, when they get stronger and stronger, they're pumping the blood more efficiently, and especially that we're not holding the breath as well, because I think even holding the breath, in a sense, it's really not ideal for a sickle cell person in that sense. So that's another factor in itself. So I'm really happy to hear that.
Thank you, Devon.
Oh, hello. Thank you for letting me join with you.
Yeah, how was your experience?
Let me grab some more light. Wow. I can say that my experience was pretty beautiful. I did feel some hallucinations in the midst of it. I think at one point, like, your voice started triggering some, like, nerves within me, which was pretty awesome. I think during the whole time I had to hold on to a piece of, like, tree bark because, my nerves were getting there. But I think I even almost told myself, I can't do this, which was pretty interesting how, like, my deeply embedded fears were coming through. But I stuck through it, and my ears still even have, like, this ring that is very beautiful. I feel very in tune, and I'm very grateful for the whole process.
Much love. Thank you for sharing that so much. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for all your knowledge, and I think this is just a very beautiful time for us to all connect. And I also have been doing some urine therapy, and I was following her. I'm glad she hopped on too.
Oh, Monica, yes.
Yeah, she's so awesome. Such a beautiful soul. And I know some people who have introduced me to you, as well as who've introduced me to urine therapy, are all in this live too. So I really feel connected with the whole.
Much love. Thank you for hopping on here. Thank you for sharing your experience. And I'm gonna let others hop on here as well before our time runs out.
Thank you. Ashe too.
Thank you. Ashe. Peace. Oh, even better. Yes, even better. Now we can hear you.
Lovely. Thank you so much for that session, Devon. It was so electrifying. I couldn't feel my face, I think, in the third or fourth round. It was a little difficult also to continuously keep the eyes up. But, oh, wow, the collection of the saliva and just being able to enjoy that at the silence. Oh, my God, that was like nectar, really drinking nectar.
Literally, as they call it, the golden elixir in the Tao. It's not actually urine. It's actually meditative saliva. That is literally what you're tasting.
Yes. We find it in pranayama also, actually, the Chandra, the sthan over there, the location of that, but I hadn't tasted it like this in my practice before. So thank you so much for that. And
wow. And guys, he's by the way, he's a pranayama master himself. So definitely check him out. And it means a lot to me coming from you as well. Now you get to really see how alchemy is very different in the sense, in more, it's a mixture of Asian tradition mixing with African, really combined together, very unique. And I'm really honored to have you on here, brother, and sharing your experience. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been lovely.
All right, guys.
I have a question. If you can take that, actually, one.
Go ahead.
When you're completely exhaling, you are contracting the anal sphincters, the perineal muscles, and you're pulling upwards. And you are also performing the Uddiyana. You're lifting the diaphragm up. Is that right?
On the inhales?
On the exhales?
On the exhales. Yeah. On the exhales, I do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Only on the exhales. On the inhales,
only
I
on
let go. Yeah. On the inhales, I let go. They found that when you do that on the inhales, you're creating like unnecessary tension on the body, and you don't want that.
No, I agree with you on this point. And in my practice also, I never practice inhale and hold, only the exhale and, letting the exhale get longer and deeper. It's so good, brother. Yeah.
Beautiful, brother.
So happy that we have the time together. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. All right. How are you?
Oh, how awesome! I'm feeling amazing. Thank you so much.
You were here the whole time?
No, I just tuned into the tail end of the session, but I have been feeling this high all this time since yesterday already, and I just want to share because we are in the same.
Icing on the cake.
Yes. I love these last few minutes of the session. I did the breaths together with you. I was already feeling the high because I also had just chucked a small glass of my aged urine. So I have been, very powerful. It's like the breath in a liquid form.
Literally, yes. Nitric oxide is found in urine, and when you amplify it with the breath work, you're feeling it right now. It's a powerful experience. Yeah. And more when you do it with the nose, you're building on top of the nitric oxide that you just drank, so it's even deeper connection versus mouth breathing.
Wow. I can only do little bits like drops in each nostril, but I keep doing that and I really feel that it activates my pineal gland. Like I have been tripping on DMT for the entire time, really. Since yesterday, I have been dancing. I have been constantly telling my husband, oh my God, I don't know, but we have already shifted. We are already in heaven. I feel already on the clouds all the time.
It only goes up from here.
Yeah, it's very important to maintain the energy, maintain the flow, not think like, oh, okay, we already made it. Let's go back to eating pizzas and I am continuing with my fast. I have been fasting, not as hardcore as you, but for the past 10 days, I have been fasting, and I'm gonna keep up to the moon and beyond. I mean, there is no moon, just through this holy new illusion, breaking through everything, all the spells, just. Yeah.
Beautiful, sister. Thank you for hopping on. I'm going to let other people come on and share. Thank you.
Thank you to all of you.
You're more than welcome to hop on live. Hello there, brother.
Hey, brother. How are you?
Peace. How are you?
I'm excellent, man. That completely shifted my whole evening, my whole day. I'm so good.
Thank you.
I've been fruit fasting for over a week now, and just like started detoxing heavy today. Like my head was just killing me, and I was just feeling a lot of emotion and purging. And I did some breath work earlier, and it helped a little bit, but it didn't quite cut it. And then I just lay down and did this, and it was like I'm clear now. I'm energized, you know. My head's feeling great. So, and I was gonna ask you, I was gonna be like, do you have any techniques for headaches? And that one worked. So
yeah, straight to the brain. Open different parts of the sinuses.
Most deaf, and you know, whole body vibrating, energized. And yeah, I appreciate your words, you know, just reminding us, why are you breathing? That was that really struck a chord in me, you know, and just realizing I'm breathing because I love myself. I love my cells. I love my being. I want to nurture myself, and I want to do the best that I can in the world to help others. So here we are, sharing the breath.
Much love to you, brother. Thank you for hopping on here, and thank you for sharing this moment in time.
Much appreciated, brother.
Much love. I'm going to let other people hop on here as well. Again, thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.
There's a moment when you realize all the things they said